What small thing brightens your day? When you can tell someone is genuinely happy to see you, or genuinely sad to see you go. Those are true friends. He comes up close and looks my way. There's nothing much we need to say. There's nothing much we need to do. A 1 and 1's a perfect 2. He comes up close and lingers near. There's nothing much I need to hear. There's nothing much I need to share. A 1 and 1's a perfect pair. He comes up close and looks to me. The fairest, finest sight to see. A second stop to stare above. He wags his tail. It must be love. My pup crossed the Rainbow Bridge just 2 days ago. This one really hit me in the feels. Rip Harvey boy, the goodest boy. She tells him her news with a smile and a sigh. She speaks with the words to remember him by. I love you, she says, and she turns out her light. I love you. I love you. I miss you. Good night. And somewhere, or nowhere, not distant or near, he lifts up his head and he listens to hear. He's waiting, he's keeping his friend in his sight. I love you. I love you. I miss you. Good night. I did not buy a ticket to this feels train. All aboard the Boohoo Choo Choo. I can't see my dad a lot anymore, but he makes sure to send me an updated picture of his garden almost every day. Glad you can still stay connected. The smile of others. Especially if I caused it. Edit, thank you for the awards, kind strangers. I hope y'all receive and cause lots of smiles today and every day. This. 8 years ago, in New York City, I'm with my family sitting at a coffee place in the lounge. My parents are talking amongst themselves, so I'm zoning out and scanning the room. Out of the corner of my eye I spot an Asian man obviously waiting for his wife, and he's rocking in his chair with drink in hand. All of a sudden he tilts too far back and starts to go backward, but he suddenly catches himself and almost drops his drink, but not before stopping the chair from slamming to the ground, so it was silent. He looks around and catches me smiling. He instantly replies with the biggest grin while toasting his drink in aha manner. I still think about that scene. So wholesome. Yes. That reminds me of a time years ago. I was in the car and made eye contact with a dude walking along the pavement, wearing headphones and carrying a pizza. He was totally jamming out to his music and singing along, just feeling it and looking really happy. When he saw me looking and smiling, he grinned even more. It was just the funniest and nicest connection with a totally random stranger, and still makes me happy when I think back to it. I've got one of those little picnic table-shaped squirrel feeders attached to the fence around our backyard. Every morning I put a fresh cob of squirrel corn on it and watch the little dudes and dudettes come feast on it. I do this, but my area has got crows, and crows don't care about manners at the table. Crows are awesome, though. Super smart, and they remember you if you feed them regularly, or if you're a dick to them, and treat you accordingly, bringing you found shiny things or harassing you respectively. You could have your very own murder of friends. There was that Redditor who fed the crows when he took smoke breaks on his porch. When he moved away, he visited his old place and found empty cigarette cartons everywhere. The crows associated them with him and were trying to lure him back with gifts. https://www.reddit.com green text comments 8 Ujer 17 and on starts the crower. Ute medium Android app source share edit. There is also the Crow Wars. Duck and Reggie, absolute killer. In my neighborhood every day when I come back from the gym at 6:01 a.m. there are a trail of quails, and every morning I stop so they can safely pass the road. If they aren't there I get kind of sad. I like seeing my quails and knowing they got to their destination safely. Edit. I work out in an open park at the moment, which is the same distance from my house as the gym. My quail routine has not stopped because of COVID. Life is really kind of shitty right now. My wife and I try to sit on our back deck after work each day and share a beer. There is a pair of Mississippi kites that have nested in the woods near our house, and they sometimes circle over the house, giving little calls. For some reason, I interpret this as a good sign, a little sign of hope. It helps me get through another shitty day. Our birds make us feel better. Birds have made your ancestors feel better for thousands of years. At this point I think the birds are in on it. I believe there are reasons for ancient lore and truth in legends. I believe there are things that we do not understand. So I believe you're absolutely right. Those birds are a good sign and things will be better for you. I learned this from visiting a buddy. Learn the names of the people who you routinely visit, gas station employees or grocery store clerks, whatever. Learn a little about them, ask them about their day, call them by name. It just feels good to make people feel appreciated, I guess. I should add, don't pry. I can vouch for this. I work at Starbucks, and I remembered this one customer's name once that came in 2 to 3 times over the span of 2 months. I later learned that she was an immigrant and everyone has such a hard time learning her name, that when I said your name is, right? She was so touched. And I was touched because I didn't realize the effect that learning someone's name had on people's lives. I used to work there too. We had a store in an office building, so we had like 90% regulars. I loved knowing most of their names and drinks, and I think a lot of people really appreciated it and felt seen. Knowing which people enjoyed a chat and which people just wanted their coffee was nice too. We got so many thanks, I really needed that today kind of moments, and they in turn made my day. Thanks for reminding me. I don't really miss the work, but I miss interacting with those customers. Knowing which people enjoyed a chat and which people just wanted their coffee, that right there is customer service to die for. When you let someone in while driving and they wave at you. My dog loves laying on my feet. Just mine, not my parents or siblings. My heart sings whenever he does it, cause it's clearly a sign of affection he reserves for me. Edit, thank you all so much for the awards. It means so much. Dog tax, if you'd like to see the little foot hugger. My husband makes it a habit to send at least one cute animal picture to me a day. It's been years and I don't think he's ever doubled up. If I've seen it before from some other source, I get another 2 or 3 to make up for seeing one already. It's usually often frog related. Today was 3 white tree frogs being cute in a frog bowl. Yesterday was a bearded dragon getting excited over blueberries. Edit, today was cute pile of ratties in a hammock. One had a lovely ratty tail hat. Love this. That's dedication smile. It's his way of showing he's thinking of me. It's adorable. Seeing 12:34 on the clock. The way my dog wags his tail literally every time I look at him. Smile. Edit, just so everyone can see without scrolling. Here's a video when I got home from work the other day. Ready for him's loves. Edit 2. Thank you all so much for the love and awards. I really enjoy reading all these comments. Dogs are the best and I love that so many people agree. Smile. Dogs are so awesome. If you stop petting my grandma's dog, she will purposely move closer towards you and rest her head on your leg, if you're sitting of course, so you can give her more pats. It works every time. Edit, dog tax.
The dog I'm talking about in the post is the white one to the left. The brown one is just a jealous pupper who also likes pats. It's not the best video I could find, but it still kind of shows what I mean.
A joke I've never heard before. A creative compliment I've never heard before. Just something different. Makes the day more interesting. The teeniest difference makes a big difference. I have bright pink hair, and one day at work I was wearing it in a high curly ponytail. A man came up to me and said, "I love your hair. I hope this doesn't come off as weird, but you look like Pinkie Pie, and I love it. My daughter and I watch My Little Pony together and that's her favorite pony, she'd love your hair too." That compliment has stuck with me because that was the last kind of person I'd expect to get that compliment from. It was very sweet and I think about it pretty often. Some of my guy friends are so afraid to compliment women they don't know, since they don't want to come off as a creep. I told them as long as you're genuine about it, you're probably fine. They're not the types who'd be butthurt if she didn't want to have a whole conversation either. Some women I've met are more sensitive to random compliments. I think it'd be nice to give more compliments, and perhaps we'd have a better idea how we come off outwardly instead of letting our anxieties take over. Maybe we all just need to compliment everyone else all the time. Then it becomes a friendly thing rather than men only compliment women because they want to bone them, which is how it's often perceived now. It's a shame. I love getting random compliments from men or women. I should do it more to others.